Hello everyone, this is Locko S, and welcome back to DCS World for the F-5E Tiger II. And in this video, we're going to be covering use of the guns and missiles in the F-5E. So, thankfully, for the F-5E, it's a relatively simple aircraft to use our guns and missiles. The only missiles you have are the AIM-9 Sidewinders located on the exterior pylons. To activate them, you want to go down to your armament panel and flip up these two exterior or two outer yellow switches. Turning these up into the up position will activate the coolant and firing mechanisms of the AIM-9 Sidewinders. This switch down here in the middle, the guns, missile, and camera switch, that'll activate the guns as well as the missiles too for firing. So. In order to do air-to-air combat, you want to put that switch up, and then these two switches up on the exterior as well. To get that Sidewinder tone down, you would want to pull the missile volume knob down, or mouse wheel down, and you want to do it because it can get pretty annoying if you let it go for too long. Now, I'm quite sure I lost track of the target, and which is something you don't want to do in a dogfight, but it's something that's going to happen in a tutorial like this where we're trying to explain things. So let's go ahead and reacquire on the F-10. And no, I'm just below them. I'm actually below them. Okay. So they're up above. Oh, there they are. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull and re-engage from behind. The AIM-9M is a heat-seeking missile. Most of the AIM-9 missiles that the F-5E can carry are rear aspect, so you're going to have to come and engage your target from the rear half of the aircraft in order to get the missile seeker to lock onto the heat source of the engine from behind. However, you can, with the P5 variant, which I have equipped, attack the target from head-on, and it'll pick up the heat signature and engage. However, it's still good practice with your AIM-9Ms to try to get a rear aspect shot to get the best tracking possible. Also to note, with the AIM-9Ms, they are released by the weapon switch, or the storage release page, rather, the weapon release button. Your guns are triggered by a gun trigger second detent. I do have first detent for the gun trigger bound, and I'll showcase for the guns why you want to have first detent bound if at all possible. If you have a two-stage trigger, go ahead on the first pull of the trigger to get to the first detent. Bind the first detent to that, obviously, and then second detent to the second one. It'll help when we come to actually do our gun run. So, still got that Sidewinder tone. It's still trying to search for these targets up ahead. Let's see here. Radar isn't picking them up, because they are indeed quite a distance above us. There we go. Now, as you can see, as that up on the HUD site for a missile attack, you want to set the HUD mode to missile. Even if you do plan on using the radar to engage, setting the HUD mode to missile allows you to at least get an idea of how to line up your missile shot. So, the seeker for the Sidewinder is roughly centered around this circle here on the missile site. So, you want to do that, and then as you can hear, the missile tone changes. So, unlock, lock. Unlock, lock. So now the missile is locked onto the target, and we can go ahead and fire if we want to. I do want to showcase, however, you can get ranging to that missile. So we're going to acquire the lock with DM. So we're going to engage missile dogfight mode, and it's locked up the target on our nose, and we can see a radar ranging cue. But the most important thing about this radar ranging cue is this dot right here. You want to look for this dot right here for your radar ranging cue. If you see that dot, basically at that point the radar knows that the target is within range for a missile shot. One other thing to note, if you go to a controls and you go to missile uncage switch, you'll be able to actually put some lead onto the missile. So the missile is now locked onto that target, and if we want to uncage the missile so that it can follow the target and we can make some maneuvers, we can hit the missile uncage switch like I am right now, pull way off the target, and it'll still track the target. So we're going to go ahead and press the missile weapon release button. This is very close for a Sidewinder shot, but we're just going to take it. And target down. Now, you saw at the very end, when I fired the missile, a dot appeared up here at the very top. That is the breakaway light. You really shouldn't fire your missiles when the breakaway light is there, but I just did it just to get that missile off, just to demonstrate that that is a thing. So let's get this second missile off, because when you do fire, the F-5E does not like to be unbalanced, and as it really doesn't have a fly-by-wire, it's up to you to manually balance the aircraft when it becomes unbalanced like this. So let's get some engine power going. Line up, and I'll showcase that attack one more time. Also, after you engage a target, the radar sometimes might get a bit confused after it's down to target and wonders why it's lost it. Go ahead and put it into resume search, and you can then go ahead and set up a new radar acquisition from there. So we're going to go ahead here. See the aircraft is buffeting a bit, so we're going to go ahead and put on burner. Get airspeed up. Okay. There we go. Now these targets are a bit further away. So in this case, even though they are going from left to right, and we're not really getting a good rear aspect shot, the all aspect seeking head is picking it up with its improved seeker head. So go ahead and go to DM again. This time we do not have a radar ranging inside Q at first, but quickly we managed to pick one up. We're going to pull some lead and gain a little bit of distance, and Fox 2. And there we go. And it looks like it's tracking, and hey, alright. Resume search. Alright, now we're going to use guns on the second guy. So, guns, we go to dogfight DG mode, which is aft on the dogfight switch. We are now tracking the target in front of us. We can see the radar range is creeping up on the Pipper there. And now we are in range. I'm going to put on the air brakes, and hopefully we don't zoom past them too fast. And we zoom past them, which is okay. We'll just come in for another pass. So that gives me more time to explain then while we make the intercept this time. Alright, so for guns, again, same switch. If you do have the missiles selected, you'll have the gun selected as well up here. This switch also does power on the guns. So with the guns powered on, first detent pops up these gun deflectors. The F-5E, in order to not ingest the basically the hot gas that is the byproduct of firing the guns, it has a gas ejector system that basically sends the basically the gun smoke out of the aircraft up over the nose, so that it doesn't go in, so that the aircraft's engines aren't ingesting that combusted gunpowder, and that way the engines don't start hiccuping and wheezing and potentially even stalling because it ingested a whole bunch of gun smoke. So that is a system that is with the F-5E that these gun deflectors will pop up. If you try to pull the trigger like this, you'll notice that there's a delay while the gun smoke deflector system pops up. So do keep in mind that if you do not have the first detent pulled, you're gonna have, there's gonna be more of a delay in ordering to firing your gun. So if you want to do a snapshot, you definitely want to have these ready to go for your deflectors. Now, where is... Okay, again, the target is more or less on my nose, just a little bit higher. So let's go ahead and go burner. There he is. Alright, he's coming down. He's coming down the range queue. So now there are two different gun sight modes, A1 and A2. Really, the main difference between A1 and A2 for the air-to-air guns is one is, I believe it's A1 is more maneuverable. It's better suited for attacking targets that are fast-moving, like fighters in a dogfight. A2 is better suited for attacking low lumbering targets like this transport plane above us. However, really between the two, they're not going to be really super accurate. And these are only really meant for manual aiming. If you're at all possible, go ahead and try to use the radar gun sight. And to use the radar gun sight for the F-5E, the best way to do it is to go to DG mode, or dogfight gun mode. Once our target here comes within range, the Pipper will go into a dogfight gun sight mode, and the Pipper will then be a bit more useful for us. You do have to be relatively close for the Pipper to pick up the target in dogfight gun sight mode, but there it is. Let's power down. As you can see, we are closing in on the target. The range is decreasing. There we have the dot that indicates we are good to go. First stage trigger, second stage trigger to fire. And there we go. We got gun hits on him. Because he's pulling away. See if we can make a second pass. Okay, dogfight gun mode again. Again, you want to get the Pipper onto the target, and then once that dot is over the target, pull the trigger and fire away. Okay, he's climbing. We're not going to be able to. Maybe. Or we could just do a eyeball it. Eyeballing it's really useful in the F-5E. You can get pretty good nose authority to do shots like this. As you can see, there we go. We didn't even really need the radar gun sight. Once you get good enough with the F-5E and you kind of know the bullet trajectory of it, you really don't need necessarily need the radar gun sight for close-in shots. You just want to just get up close to your target, spray and pray a bit, and deal with them that way. And that's it for employing the air-to-air guns and missiles in the F-5E. Hope that was useful, and I will see you all in the next video where we start going over air-to-ground work in the F-5E. See you all then.